Good morning, everybody. Today is 18th of November 2020. Today is Wednesday. We will have enrichment and remedial session, and our topic is So That. This topic can be found on your pupil's book on page 41 and on your workbook on pages 40 and 42. This is Miss Marlin. I will be with you throughout the enrichment and remedial class today. Here are the objectives for today's enrichment and remedial class. First, use the vocabulary words in a sentence. Next, construct sentences using so that. And last, recall when and how to use so that. Let us recall the vocabulary words. First word is accident. It means an unfortunate incident that happens unexpectedly and unintentionally, typically resulting in damage or injury. Next word is hurt. It means cause pain or injury to. Next is blood. It means the red liquid that circulates in the arteries and veins of humans and other vertebrate animals. Next word is plaster. It means an adhesive strip of material for covering cuts and wounds. Next is bandage. It means a strip of woven material used to bind up a wound or to protect an injured part of the body. Let us test how well you understood the vocabulary words. Let us match the word to the meaning. The first word is accident. Accident means letter E, an unfortunate incident that happens unexpectedly and unintentionally, typically resulting in damage or injury. Number two, hurt. Letter D, cause pain or injury to. Number three, blood. Letter C, the red liquid that circulates in the arteries and veins of humans and other vertebrate animals. Number four is plaster. It means an adhesive strip of material for covering cuts and wounds. It's letter B. And number five is A. It's a strip of woven material used to bind up a wound or to protect an injured part of the body. Let us focus now on our topic so that. So that is used to express reason or purpose when something is done. First, we must have an action or a plan. We add so that, and we add the reason or purpose of that action plan. For example, he wants to earn lots of money so that he can buy many things that he wants. So here, the action is to earn lots of money, and the purpose is he can buy many things that he wants. So after the action, we add so that, and we add the purpose of that action. Let us recall our lesson so that. So that is used to explain why an action is done. Let's have some examples. First, let's go to the cinema early so that we can get good seats. We use so that because it explains why the action is done. Why should we go early to the cinema? The answer, so that we can get good seats. Next, I'm putting the dish in the oven now so that it'll be ready by 8 o'clock. We use so that because it explains the action, why the action is done. And what's the purpose? So what's the purpose of putting the dish in the oven now? The answer, so that it'll be ready by 8 o'clock. Next example, I opened the door so that she could come in. So what is the purpose of opening the door? Or why should he open the door? So that she could come in. Please open your pupil's book to page 41. Number 1, read. Accidents sometimes happen at school. You can see here some of the accidents that might happen to us in school. You hurt your knee, an insect stings you, or probably you cut your finger. So these are examples of accidents that are unavoidable and might happen to us in school. Do you have a first aid box in your school? You can see here a first aid box. It's important to have a first aid box because of accidents like this. Number 2, look, listen, and put a check mark. Please listen to me very well. After, we are going to answer numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We are helping our teacher to make a first aid box for the classroom. First, we have to find a box. This box is good because it's strong. We can wash it and keep it clean. What shall we put in the box? Well, we have to have some cotton wool. Why do we have to have cotton wool? So that we can wash the cut and stop the blood. Yes, that's right. 2 packets of white cotton wool is good. Next, we have to put some plasters in the box. Let's have a packet of big plasters and a packet of smaller plasters. Do we have to have some bandages? Yes, we do. And we have to have some pins too. We have to put a pair of scissors in the box. Why? So that we can cut the bandages. That's right. The small pair of scissors is fine. Last of all, we have to have some cream. This is antiseptic cream. We put it on a cut. Why? So that the cut is clean. Good. And this is insect cream. If a bee stings you, we can put this on the sting. Alright, so let's do now number 2. So number 1, a box. 2, cotton wool. 3, we have to have some plasters. 4, we also have to include bandages and pins in the first aid kit. And also, we must put these small scissors inside. And lastly, creams. So again, in a first aid box, we have to put cotton wool, plasters, bandages and pins, small scissors, and creams. Number 3, listen again and finish the sentences. We are helping our teacher to make a first aid box for the classroom. First, we have to find a box. This box is good because it's strong. We can wash it and keep it clean. What shall we put in the box? Well, we have to have some cotton wool. Why do we have to have cotton wool? So that we can wash the cut and stop the blood. Yes, that's right. 2 packets of white cotton wool is good. Next, we have to put some plasters in the box. Let's have a packet of big plasters and a packet of smaller plasters. Do we have to have some bandages? Yes, we do. And we have to have some pins too. We have to put a pair of scissors in the box. Why? So that we can cut the bandages. That's right. The small pair of scissors is fine. Last of all, we have to have some cream. This is antiseptic cream. We put it on a cut. Why? So that the cut is clean. Good. And this is insect cream. If a bee stings you, we can put this on the sting. Okay, so let's answer now number 3. The box has to be plastic so that, what do you think is the purpose? Why does it have to be plastic? We can wash it. Next, number 2, we have to have cotton wool so that, so what is the purpose of having cotton wool in our first aid kit? The purpose is we can stop the blood. 3, we have to have scissors so that, what is the purpose of putting scissors in the first aid box? So we can cut the bandages. And number 4, we have to put cream on the cut so that, the purpose of including cream on our first aid kit is it will be clean. Look and write. Please open your workbook and turn to page 42. Number 1, finish the sentences. Use the words in the box. So these are the words in the box so that you can hear the film, so that you don't fall over it, so that I can put your food on it, so that you don't get hurt, so that the plane is tidy, and so that you sit in the right seat. So number 1, please wear a seat belt so that you don't get hurt. Number 2, please put your bag under your seat. What do you think is the purpose of putting the bag under the seat while we are in the plane? So that you don't fall over it. Number 3, look at your seat number so that you sit in the right seat. This is very important. Number 4, she will give you some earphones. What is the purpose of the flight attendant giving us earphones? So that you can hear the film. Number 5, put rubbish in the bin so that the plane is tidy. Number 6, please put your table down so that I can put your food on it. We move on to number 2, check and write. What do you have to have in your school bag and why? So you have here the pictures of what we have to put inside our school bag. So number 1 is already given. It's a ruler. I have to have a ruler in my school bag so that I can draw lines. So what else do you think that we have to have in our school bag? And state the purpose. I have to have a pen so that I can write on my book and copybook. Next one, the crayons. I have to have crayons so that I can color on my book. Next is the English book. I have to have my English book so that I can do the activities. And of course, lastly, My homework. I have to have my English homework so that I can have it checked by my teacher. Let us open now your workbook on page 40. Make sentences from this table. You should, and the next column would be the action or the plan. Then we add so that, and the last column is the reason or the purpose of the action. Now let us put all these four columns together. Number one is done for you. You should drink lots of milk so that, so the purpose of drinking lots of milk is that your bones grow strong. That is the purpose. Next, number two, you should brush your teeth so that they stay clean. You should brush your teeth is the action. The purpose is they stay clean. You should put rubbish in the bin so that your town is clean. Put rubbish in the bin is the action, and then the purpose is town is clean. Number four, you should put your toys away so that your room is tidy. The action is to put your toys away. The purpose is the room is tidy. Number five, you should be careful with scissors so that you don't cut yourself. The action is be careful with scissors, and the purpose of it is that you don't cut yourself. And number six, you should be careful with matches so that you don't burn yourself. The plan is to be careful with matches, and the purpose of it is to don't burn yourself. Let us practice this activity. You may answer in your notebook, click on pause, and once you're done, click on continue to view the answers. Let us check now your answers. The children need to study so that they can pass their exams. So this is an example, and let's try to get all the answers correctly. Match and write the sentences. Number one, the phrases on the left are the action or the plan, and the phrases on the right side are the purpose. Number one, the boy needs to finish his homework so that he can play football with his friends. Number two, Sarah needs to sleep so that she can get up early in the morning. Number three, Peter needs to run fast so that he can win the race. Number four, the children need to eat vegetables so that they can grow big and strong. And last, number five, mom needs to exercise so that she can stay fit and healthy. Thank you everybody for watching and listening. Please click on the next link for another enrichment and remedial class.